Hey, welcome. This is this week's class. I do these classes for the people that are on our weight loss program to help educate, help inform. But I also make these available to the public because there's just a lot of information that people just don't know. They're led away by things that aren't helpful. Anyway, you'll see what I mean as we break into this, because today we're going to talk about reversing type 2 diabetes and some of the nitty-gritty about this. Now, I'm not going to get in too much detail because we could take forever. I try to keep these videos just compact to give you as much information as I can. But I try to keep them short because keeping your attention these days, it seems to be getting harder and harder. So that all being said, brief introduction. My name is Dr. Brady Wyrick. I run a functional medicine, functional neurology, and chiropractic clinic here in Southeast Idaho, specifically in Idaho Falls. And sharing information like this is one of the passions that I have. So I'm going to put my time, my heart, my effort into this. What I ask from you is to like and share these videos because that's going to help a lot of people not have to become victims of the pharmaceutical industry and frankly just dominated by their health issues. So as I like to say, if you put a little bit of effort into your health now, you can make choices now. If you don't make those efforts, then you're going to have no choice when your health is a disaster. So I'm going to try to just share little things that can help you down the road. And as I said before, we're talking about type 2 diabetes today, but I want to throw this slide up here because the reality is this metabolic syndrome, all of these things on this particular picture, they're either 100% preventable or 100% reversible or both, but the food industry, pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know that because they want you taking a pill for each one of these ills, and eventually that all compounds on top of itself and you get sicker and sicker if you don't make these changes, you don't start making some positive changes. So when it comes to diabetes, type 2 diabetes, I promise you the course is coming. I am writing it, not as we speak because I'm talking to you, but I am writing it right now. It is early May. We should see this thing in the next couple weeks. But to wet your whistle now, what I do have is a 21 blood sugar mastery course that won't be as thorough as the diabetes class, but it's enough to get you started. I'll leave a link for that in the notes below. It's $21. It's a 21-day course, short videos. There's menus, recipes, meal plans. It's just there. So we're not going to get into a ton of detail about food in this video. I do that in that course. So if you want to get to that course, then click on the link and it'll take you there. Now, we are talking about, as I said, type 2 diabetes today, and I want to make sure I specify that because I had a group out of a town south from here. I'm going to call them Karens because they were. I made a reference to diabetes in a box of cereal a couple of years ago, and they went absolutely ape shiz on my Facebook page with comments and reviews, and these people I've never seen because they took it completely out of context. So just to be absolutely crystal clear, we are talking about type 2 diabetes. We're not talking about juvenile diabetes, but if you want to go down a rabbit hole with type 1 diabetes, then look at the data when type 1 diabetes is usually diagnosed, and then compare that to childhood vaccinations, and then sit back and scratch your chin and wonder why. So today we're going to focus on type 2, which is adult onset, which is basically a cellular problem. And the cellular problem is this. Your cells have, inside that cell is what's called a mitochondria. Mitochondria is the powerhouse, how your cell gets the energy. Some cells have more than one mitochondria. They might have several mitochondria. So if you've got trillions and trillions of cells, then you've got even 2 to 3 times that in mitochondria. So the mitochondria take glucose, they take oxygen, they convert them into ATP, which is called adenosine triphosphate, which is literally your body's energy source. This is how your body gets electricity, is through ATP. When your cells get under stress, they stop accepting glucose the way that they should. That stress is going to come from diet. It's going to come from the environment. It's going to come from emotions. But when they stop getting under stress, they stop taking glucose into the cell, and they start becoming what the world calls insulin resistance, but what we like to call it as actually glucose resistant, because they're just done. They can't take any more. and you leave sugar out in the bloodstream and eventually get all the downstream effects of that, get them turned into triglycerides. They get stored as fat, and you continue eating an inflammatory diet. It's going to affect your brain, and all these things are going to cascade because of blood sugar dysregulation. The problem is the longer time goes on, the worse this problem is getting. The question is, why is this problem getting worse? The answer is follow the money. Hey, there is not a pill for every ill, which we're going to talk about. But if you look at where the money's going, hey, we're going to look at like pharmaceutical companies, big food manufacturers, TV, etc. They don't want this problem fixed. And here is a pathetic example of this. This is literally taken from the American Diabetes website. The American Diabetes Association, their target audience is people with blood sugar problems. They receive their funding from pharmaceutical companies that produce the drugs for diabetes, and they put crap like this on their website. This is a recipe for an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. Make no mistake about it, this is for a cookie. Okay, so low-calorie granulated sugar blends such as Splenda. They're recommending that you take Splenda. Splenda is sucralose. Sucralose breaks down your microbiota, increases inflammation, therefore increases blood sugar issues. Okay, skim milk, unprocessed or pasteurized milk that is processed to make it skim is part of the problem and is definitely not part of the solution. Peanut butter. They don't specify which peanut butter, so you can go grab Jif. Guess what Jif has in it? Sugar. Okay, vanilla extract, moving on. Old-fashioned rolled oats, they say nothing in here about organic oats. They just say rolled oats, not the quick cooking kind. Rolled oatmeal is one of the worst things that you can eat when it comes to having glyphosate in your food, which breaks down your gut microbiome, which increases inflammation, which increases diabetes. Mini chocolate chips, they do not specify which ones here, so most people are going to run out and grab semi-sweet. They're going to be loaded with sugar. This is a sugar treat that will spike your blood sugar, yet the American Diabetes Association got it from their website. That's the problem. The information that we're being taught as quote-unquote patients is flat out wrong. This needs to change. Hence this video. So, as I said, there is no pill for every ill. Drugs can help. That is true. They can help. They were never meant to be long-term, though. The drugs are there until you get control of your own metabolic inflammation. So I'm not telling you to take drugs or not take drugs. Hey, metformin does its job. Insulin does its job. But the problem is they're getting more and more complicated, more and more expensive. But the solution is simple. It's not a drug problem. You don't have diabetes because you're deficient in metformin. Same thing with supplements. Supplements can be wonderful additions. Hey, and I'm going to use berberine as an example. Berberine's awesome. Hey, but if you continue to put garbage in that's spiking your blood sugar, berberine can only do so much. Don't get me started on the other stuff that makes claims that if you eat this or if you consume this product, just taking this product is going to fix your problem. That's false. You have to make lifestyle changes. They don't address the root problem. And the root of the problem is, the root cause is, now be prepared here because I'm going to trigger some of your addiction pathways and I'm going to piss some of you off because the truth hurts and because your neurochemistry is so screwed up by the inflammation and the sugar. You're addicted to the stuff. And so you're going to get a little triggered here, and that's fine. But someone's got to tell you the truth. Here's the problem. Processed foods, number one. The standard American diet is the root of this problem. We've got to get away from the processed stuff. Period. Okay, your environment is the second problem. We are surrounded with chemicals every day of our lives. This hoodie that I'm wearing probably has chemicals in it that are creating some part of the problem. Okay, I know there's dyes on here. Who knows how this UK logo got on here, but I'm sure it's part of the problem. Hey, your stress that you're around, that's part of your environment. Lack of movement is part of the problem. Okay, it is not a genetic problem. You're not here. Your parents, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your cousin, they may all have diabetes and be overweight, but it's not genetic. That's habitual. So what do we do? Okay, number one goal. Your number one goal is to reduce your metabolic inflammation. If you're already part of our metabolic reset program, you are doing that. Congratulations. Okay, now I'm not going to jump in here and just go on and on and on about food. I'm just going to give you just a couple quick ideas. Okay, number one, stick to a whole food diet. So if you go paleo, if you go Whole30, those are just names, right? But if you stick to a whole food diet, eating the way food's intended to be, hey, you're going to focus on high quality proteins, hey, especially grass-fed beef, wild-caught salmon, chicken, fish, beef, etc. Focus on whole proteins, focus on low glycemic vegetables. In my program, we say you can have any vegetable except for potatoes, corn, peas, or carrots. If you can afford the organic ones, awesome. If you can't, then visit the Environmental Working Group's website and stick to the Clean 15 and stay away from the Dirty Dozen, ECWS. I'll link to that. You can go look at what they are. Same thing with fruits. Stay away from the higher glycemic fruits such as pineapples. I almost called them pepperoni. Pineapples, bananas, mangoes, grapes. Stick to the berries, the ones that are high on antioxidants. Hey, don't let anything else in. If you're going to eat grains, damn sure make sure that they are organic grains so you're not getting that glyphosate into your system, which will disrupt this whole thing. Hey, but keeping your blood sugar level by focusing on those whole foods that are not processed, that are as organic as you can, that's how you're going to win this battle. Number two, your second goal should be to move your body. And I don't care what you do, where you're at, just start moving, okay? The best thing that you can do to regulate your blood sugar is develop a heavy lifting routine, a weightlifting routine where you're actually moving weights. Okay, second best thing would be some sort of aerobic, or actually the best thing would be combine the two. Okay, but right now, if all you can do is push-ups from your knees and you can just walk to the mailbox, let me rephrase that. If all you can do is just walk to the mailbox and back, awesome, that's a place to start. But please start making movement of your body. When people come in for this program, I tell them to go for a 15-minute walk after each one of their meals because it helps regulate your blood sugar, and that is actually very, very true. So number three is start cleaning up your environment. Your environment is multifaceted. Okay? Sleep is part of your environment. You've got to start emphasizing sleep and doing everything you can to improve your sleep outside of taking medications. I'm not a fan. We should actually do a whole class on sleep. I think we're going to plan that up here pretty quick. Hey, filtering your air, filtering your water, incorporating meditation. We've all got stressful jobs. We're all afraid of a saber-toothed tiger that's, your mortgage or whatever. But you got to learn how to mitigate some of that stress. Movement can definitely help with that. But you've got to clean up your environment. So I know that's short. We're just kind of starting to scratch the surface. The course is coming. There is the 21-day blood sugar course below. That's just an intro. I mean, there's so many more things. Look, if we can help you with this, we do this every day. So my contact information is below. We'd love to have a conversation with you about how we can help you. You guys are awesome. Please continue to share these videos. You don't know how much that helps me. But it also helps other people. So that's what I got for you in this video. We will do a sleep one very, very soon. So thanks. We'll see you next time.